Everyone, welcome to lecture number 4 of chapter number 2. As you know, we are studying unit number 1, that is electrostats. First chapter already we have covered, and we are in second chapter of electrostats, that is electrostatic potential and capacitance. In the previous lectures we have studied the electric potential difference between 2 points, electric potential due to a point charge. What was the formula for electric potential due to a point charge? It was V is equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R. And next, a dipole and system of charges. Okay, now you have already studied the potential due to a dipole at different positions. Equipotential surfaces, yes, you have already studied what are the equipotential surfaces, where potentials is same. When potential is same at 2 points, these 2 points are in equipotential surface. Yes, next is electric potential energy of a system of 2 point charges and of electric dipole in electrostatic field. That we will try to study today. And in the previous lecture we have studied the relation between V and E. What is V? V is electric potential and E is electric field intensity. Yes. So what was the relation between E and V? That was dE is equals to minus dV upon dR, or I can write V as the multiplication or dot product of E and dR. This was the relation between E and V. E is equals to dV over dR, or there is a negative sign over it and we call it a negative gradient. So now we will solve an example of this identity. Here this is uniform electric field. Say this is the direction of uniform electric field, and in the uniform electric field these are the 2 points A and B, where the distance between A and B is R. You can write it in your notebook what I am saying. I have not written anything here. As you know, this is uniform electric field is given and the 2 points are given. The distance between 2 points is also given, that is R, and the vector, the displacement vector makes an angle of theta with uniform electric field. See, you can see it from here. This is your R vector, and R vector is making an angle of theta with uniform electric field. So theta is the angle between displacement vector and uniform electric field. You need to calculate VA minus VB. So question is asking what will be the work done, or what will be the potential difference between A and B. As you can see it from the figure, that E and the displacement vector, there is an angle of theta degree. So as the movement is not in the direction of E, you can see it from here, E is in this direction and we are moving the charge in this way. These two are not in the same direction, so we will take the projection along E. Now we will take the projection of this displacement in the direction of E. So this will be our R cos theta, and this component will give you R sin theta. It is sin, S-I-N, sin theta. So as you can see it from this identity, we can calculate the difference between the potential difference between 2 points by multiplying the electric field by the distance or displacement. So VA minus VB will be equal to E into R, or I can write it V minus VA, negative sign. As you can see, dV, we are calculating VA minus VB, so minus of dV. In the place of dV I have written VA minus VB, and E into R. What is R? R is R cos theta. So VB minus VA will be equal to ER cos theta. So here I will take the projection along the line, along the uniform electric field. Next example we will see. Next example is, this is an equilateral triangle of side A, and question is asking to calculate VA minus VC, that is the potential difference between these 2 points, potential difference between A and B, and potential difference between V and C and B. And it is given the electric field is like this. This is the direction of electric field. So first we will calculate VA minus VC. VA minus VC, as the equation suggests, VA minus VB will be equal to E into the displacement. So in an equilateral triangle, the angle is of 60 degree. So the angle between the displacement, this is line A, and A is making an angle of 60 degree with electric field. These are electric field lines, and A is making an angle of 60 degree with electric field line. So VA minus VC will be equal to E dot R, or E into R. E is in this direction. Now we will take projection of A in this direction. So it will be E into A cos, what is the value of theta? 60 degree. So this is the answer of VA minus VC. Again I will calculate VA minus VB, the potential difference between these 2 points. As you can see, A and E are in same direction, so the angle between E and A will be 0 degree. So VA minus VB will be equal to EA cos 0 degree, and it will give you EA as cos 0 degree is equals to 1. Again the angle between this vector and E vector, as this is your uniform electric field, this angle is 60 degree. You can see these are parallel lines. If this angle is 60 degree, this angle will also be 60 degree. Okay, so A is making an angle of 60 degree again. So VC minus VB will be EA cos 60 degree. This will give you EA divided by 2. Next we will calculate the expression for electrostatic potential energy of a system of charges. As you know, the electrostatic potential energy is the energy possessed by a system of point charges by virtue of their position. I have already discussed it in the beginning. So when two charges are infinite distance apart, their field do not extend upon each other. Means if two charges are infinitely apart, one charge is not affecting the other charge, then their electrostatic potential energy is called to be 0. Because why 0? Because no work is done in moving the charge at infinite distance where the electric field is 0. You can see, if there are two charges at very infinite, these are separated by an infinite distance, then the field of one will not affect the other, and field of other will not affect the charge number 1. So there will be no work done in the electric field or in the outer electric field. So I can say electrostatic potential energy of a system of point charges is the total amount of work done in bringing various charges from infinitely large mutual separation to their respective position. Means some charges are at infinite distances, and I want a system of charges of different separation. So when I am taking the charge from infinite separation to the current respective position, the total amount of work done in collecting all the charges will be the electrostatic potential energy of the system. First we will calculate the electrostatic potential energy of a system of 2 point charges. See, in this system, you have two charges. One charge is q1, other charge is q2. q1 charge is placed at a distance of r1 and its position is r1. Q1 charge is placed at a distance of r1 and q2 charge is at infinity. I want to bring this charge from infinity to point P2. This is not here initially, and I want to bring this charge from infinity to this point, this way. So the potential, to calculate the potential of the system, now as I am bringing the charge q2 from infinity to the electric field of q1, so the electrostatic potential at P2 due to charge q1 will be equal to what? So I write it here. So point P1 is at position number r1 and point P2 is at r2, and I want to bring the charge q2 from infinity to point P2. So I need to do a work from infinity to this point, and electric field is due to charge number q1. So the electrostatic potential at P2 due to charge q1 will be equal to V is equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r. R is the distance between these 2 points. So this is the value of r12. By definition, we know work done to carry a charge from infinity to P2. As you know, the work done is equals to potential into charge. So I write it here. Work done is equals to potential into charge. Charge is the charge. Which charge? The charge I am bringing from infinity to that point in the influence of potential of first charge. So potential will be equal to q1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r12 into q2. So this gives us 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 divided by r12. So finally the formula for electrostatic potential energy. As you know, electrostatic potential energy, we show it by a letter U. So U comes out to be q1 q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r12. So this is the final formula for electrostatic potential energy for a system of two charges. Next we will calculate electrostatic potential energy of a system of n-point charges. Previously we derived an expression where we calculated the electrostatic potential energy of a system of only two charges. Here, when there are n number of point charges, so as the in the system of 2 point charges, it was equal to the amount of work done in bringing the charge from infinity to the current position. So in the case of a system of n point charges, the electrostatic potential energy is equal to the total amount of work done in assembling all the charges at the given position from the infinity. See, here we are forming a system of charges and we are bringing the charges from infinity to some system. So in the case of system of two charges, there were two charges. One charge is at some position r1 and other charge we brought it from infinity to the influence of the charge number q1. So now here we have n number of charges with us. So first we will calculate the work done to bring the charge number 1 from infinity. Then we will calculate the work done to bring the charge number 2 from infinity, and so on. And lastly, we will calculate the work done to carry the charge number n from infinity to that point, and finally we will add them all. So now we will do it first. So the work done in bringing the first charge. See, I am bringing the charges from infinity to a system, as there is no charge initially in the system, and I am bringing the first charge from infinity to some point, then work done will be 0, as all other charges are still at infinity. So next, work done in bringing the charge q2 at a distance r12 from q1. For this you can refer the previous diagram. So work done will be equal to potential due to q1. As you know, I have already kept a charge q1 there in the system. So potential will be due to q1 and I am bringing the charge q2. So work done in bringing the charge q2 will be equal to potential due to q1 into q2. So here I get 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 divided by r12, where r12 is the distance between q1 and q2. Now as there are two charges in the system, first charge is q1 and other charge is q2. If I now bring a third charge q3, then work done in bringing the charge number q3 will be equal to potential due to q1 and q2 into charge q3. Work done in bringing charge q3 will be equal to w3 equals to potential due to q1 and q2 into q3. So it comes out to be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q3 divided by r13 plus q2 q3 divided by r23. So you can make it clear from this diagram. Suppose this is your system and here is nothing, and I am bringing n number of charges. There are some charges at infinity. This is infinite. This is charge q1, this is charge q2, this charge q3, and so on. This is charge number qn. So this position is at infinity and I want to bring them all in a system. So if I am bringing the charge q1 from infinity to this point, this is r1 and I write it as p1. I want this charge from here to this point. The amount of work done will be 0 because there is no charge present here. Now when I brought it from infinity to this point q1, work done will be equal to 0. Next I brought the charge q2 from infinity to a point p2, which is at a distance of r2 from origin, and the distance between these two charges is r12. So now the work done will be equal to the potential due to q1 into charge q2. The potential due to this charge at this point is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q12 divided by the distance between these 2 points. What is that distance? This is r12. So it is your potential due to charge number q1 into charge q2, as I am bringing the charge q2. So this will be the amount of work done. Next, when I am carrying the charge number q3 from infinity to, suppose, this point p3. This point p3 is suppose at a distance of r3 from it, r3 from origin, and the distance between these 2 points is r13 and these 2 points is r23. So now for this point, the potential due to charge number q1 and charge number q2, here I have brought q2 from infinity to this point. So when I am bringing the charge q3 from infinity to point p3, the work done will be equal to potential due to q1 plus potential due to q2 into charge q3. So potential due to q1 is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 divided by the distance between these 2 points p1 and p3, it is r13, and potential due to q2 at this point is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q2 divided by the distance between these 2 points is r23 into q3, as I am bringing the charge q3 from infinity to this point. So work done in bringing q3 comes out to be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q3 divided by R13 plus Q2 Q3 divided by R23. In the similar way, I can calculate the work done for bringing charge number Q4, Q5, Q6 and so on, and lastly Qn. Proceeding in the same way, we can write the expression for electrostatic potential energy for n point charges as U is equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught summation of all pairs Qj Qk divided by Rjk. In this summation, if we put the value of j and k from 1 to n, we need to include a half term outside it. Why? Because when j is equals to 1 and k is equals to 2 and j is equals to 2 and k is equals to 1, we get the contribution from same pair of charges. So to half it, we include the half term in the equation, and u is equals to 1 upon 2 summation of j is equals to 1 to n qj, we take it outside, and inside it k is equals to 1 to n, where j is not equals to k, qk divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r jk, and this whole term we can write it as vj, as v is equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r. This term we can write it as vj. So u is equals to 1 upon 2 summation j is equals to 1 to n qj vj. So this is all for today. In the next lecture, we will solve some questions related to potential energy. Till then, study well and thanks for watching this video.